in order to take accountability for what has passed and what will be, there's no time like presently. So, for all of those with mouths and ears, can we have a moment of your time? We want to gain some perspective. Can we have a piece of your mind? Going on, fellas,
What
man.
up?
Another week, man. We made
Chilling.
it through here, man. I'm glad to see everybody, man. I'm glad to
Oh
be
yeah.
here with you guys another week, man.
Likewise, bro. I
Yeah,
look
man.
forward to this every week, man. This is the highlight, you know. I'm saying, like, I got a lot of stuff going on, y'all, but it's a highlight, man, for real. Being able to come in here, like, is not only a way to decompress, but like it's a way to explore my own mind, you know, because if I have a topic I want to talk on, I have, you know, two other intelligent men I can share that with. And then when that's given back to me, I have a whole new perspective of it. And then that allows me to kind of take what I had originally thought of and mold it differently, you know, according to the situation, the scenario, whatnot. So like, it's cool to be on here to have this just emptied out, you know, and on a consistent basis too, man. Cause I used to always keep everything up here and I used to just run around at 1,000,000 miles a minute kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now that it gets to come out, you know what I'm saying? It gets turned into something else, man. It's pretty cool. So yeah, this is a highlight, bro. I love getting up on here with y'all, man, for real.
You know what, Hector? I 100% agree with that, bro. Because it's something about, you know what, focused attention, right? As an accountability partner, that's one of the things we give each other is a little bit of focused attention on any topic that we're trying to grow on, right? You know what I
Right.
mean? And because like that, focused attention is a powerful thing, because it's one thing to like have a conversation. You could be trying to brainstorm with your lady, your friend, but they're just not in the same place as you. So whatever you're saying is just like yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? They don't give you nothing to like tell you like, yo, that's a good idea. They don't, they don't feed, give you any fuel for what you're trying to create up here, what you're outputting from up here. You know what I mean? So it's dope to really like connect with some people who's gonna give you some focused attention, like, you know what I mean, for whatever it is you're trying to grow on, be it your business, for personal life, fitness life, like, you know what I mean? Just to be able to chop it up and brainstorm with one another on a specific topic helps you grow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When focus,
I like
especially
that.
when focused attention is given.
You gave me a thought, man. You made me feel like, you know, this ain't a job to me, bro. Like I love doing this. This feels like one of the best things I've ever done in my life. But like you made me feel like just in that moment, like when I get up on this podcast, yo, I'm clocked in, bro. It's time. Like it's time to open my mind. It's time to do more. You know, it's time to
It's time to be present.
get
Yeah,
ready to
for
chop
sure.
it up. Yeah, like it's cool, man. So and we get that, you know, we get that here, man, because we get to be who we are. We get to be our most honest and comfortable self. There's no judgment passed. It's all just for the sake of perception, you know. I have an idea, I have a topic, I want your input, and I give it to you guys, and you guys are willingly able to give it back. And that shit, yo, that's a rare gift, man. That's rare, bro. How many of us have that opportunity? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm here in my tribe, bro. I'm here with like-minded folk. You know what I'm saying? And that I know that shit is a blessing for real. Like it's something I've been without in my life for years, and so I know having it. You know, that whole thing about feeling good versus not feeling good. You learn to appreciate that shit. Like, well, I'm here now and I'm appreciating it. Dog, you know?
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, and, no less, but none other than like friends from a long time ago. You know what I mean?
right.
It's,
Yeah, y'all done been through the mud with me. Y'all know what's up.
You
Yeah,
talk about
exactly.
full
So
circle all the time, Hector, bro. Here we are again, man. Full circle, bro.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, this last week, it was I don't know, it was a really good week, especially post production. Brian, Hector, and I got to chop it up behind the scene. Strategize. Start to strategize about some new plans that we want to implement, and it feels more exciting now. You know what I mean? I guess it's supposed to get better and better, right? But it feels more exciting now than when we initially got started with the podcast. Because initially Brian was actually part of the idea. You know what I mean? He just wasn't ready yet. So like now, he's on board. We're brainstorming and we're ready to take action. Like, you know what I mean? We're talking like impact is one of our core values for the year. Like that's going to be our focus core value. And the first place we're trying to impact is our own lives. You know what I mean? We have to start with self. You know what I mean? We
Mhm.
trying to create impact. Again, we're gonna go through the list again in our feet, in our fitness, in our finances. You know what I mean? We want to create impact. We want to be impactful with the things we're putting our time into. So anyway, we got it. We got this great idea for to help start monetizing. You know what I mean on the podcast. It's like so we're taking on this side project. What is it called, Brian? Print on
Print on
demand.
demand.
Yeah, print on demand. And now it's like with the three of us here, like, and we're all again, we're like minds right here. We want to grow on this. You got Brian doing some research. You got me doing some research. You got us getting together and brainstorming on the next step. It's kind of dope, man. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing to be part of, yo. And it's nobody in here right now is being forced to do any of this. Like this is just what we desire to do. It's just like back in the day when a new video game came out and we wanted to play. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're playing this game of life now. We're in it.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
that part for real. Yo, and we talked about this a lot, Frank. And Brian, I'm just curious about your input on it too. But as I've become older, as I've become a little bit more rooted in my community, rooted in self first and
Yeah.
foremost, I've learned that being a participant makes all the difference. Because we talked about like that willingness and being a participant. Because like you don't want to just be there and just you're physically there. Like you want to be there. You know what I'm saying? You want to
Yeah.
be there, kind of thing. And so I'm a participant in life now. I am playing this game, and I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like the days that are tough. I like the days that are good. I cherish them both equally because it makes this game. It makes me know that there's a set of rules. You know what I'm saying? There's a limit I can play within. You know what I'm saying? But that limit is pretty expansive. There's not like a some sort of tying bond that keeps me stuck where I'm at. Like I have the ability to explore and do and I learned more through participation. Like I didn't know I'd
Yeah.
like being a coach until I became a coach. And like I like it now, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know I'd
Yeah.
like being a podcaster until I became a podcaster. I'm loving this shit. And
Word.
so I'm just curious, like, so I'm throwing this your way, be like, maybe in the last year, maybe in the last 5 years, man, like where was it in your discovery of self that you realized like you gotta participate, you gotta kind of do more, you know what I'm saying, in order to like for this to be good, to play this game well and to actually enjoy it kind of thing.
In the past year, I guess I would say, maybe going back to like midway through 2022 when I decided to take my health seriously, you know,
Mhm.
um, just, taking part in that process, helped me to realize that, there's more to life than just, going to work and going home. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
that really helped me like get more in tune with like, myself, what is it that I want to get out of this? And, what do I want to do like going forward? What other goals can I set? Like one thing I was telling Frankie is like, just going through that whole process was fun for me. I would set goals, I would create like little milestones for myself. And then once I reach this milestone, I'll find some little way to celebrate it.
Yeah.
So, just looking forward to those tiny
Yo,
things, or this is just like a pat on
I
the
want to be
back.
that systematic, bro. I
I
want to be
mean,
that
it
systematic,
definitely,
yo. With everything.
it definitely made it fun. You know what I mean? Just doing my daily weigh-ins and checking my stone tablet to see what I got to do the next day. Like, okay, so I'm on day 8 of this workout plan that I selected for myself. So I know I got to get up in the morning and do it. And just doing that like was fun. Like it even got to the point where like during the summertime I was picking up other activities. Since there's more daylight, after dinner I might go take a walk over to Ellsworth Park or something like that, or I might ride my bike over the seaside. Just because there's that extra time available, there's extra sunlight.
Yeah.
It just felt good to do things like that.
Yo,
You know,
being in motion compounds too. Because you're
Mm.
because you're in emotion already like taking care of your health, it compounds into what you're eating. because you're watching what you're eating. You know what I mean? It compounds into you being more aware of your fitness. Like they all connects. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're definitely like interwoven. Like, I even found like there was like an obstacle course race that I wanted to take part in last summer that
Oh, I
unfortunately
remember
got
that. Yeah.
canceled. Yeah, but I went and bought a climbing rope, in order to prepare for it and everything. So,
Hey,
hopefully it comes back this year since they canceled it last year. Because that will definitely be something fun to do, like in the summertime. And it's
oh
another
yeah,
thing to look forward to and to challenge myself with. So like seeing like how long it takes to complete that race, and
right.
then challenge myself to do better the next time it comes through. So that's
There you
something
go.
I'm definitely looking forward to. So, hopefully I get a notification to sign up. I'm definitely going to sign up and, I'll share my progress.
I like it, man.
Yeah, bro. I like that. I
That's
like that
dope.
idea, man.
Oh
I
yeah,
like that
yo,
idea.
that's cool, man. Because like you went on this journey, to be better, physically, and then you allowed that. I like that word, Frank. That compound. Compound is that's a word we learned, from basic algebra and shit. Way back when, and you hear that word, but like it doesn't really stick. But the way you put that, this thing that continues to give and gain, kind of thing. So you going for this physical thing, Brian, and then allowing yourself to feel like you can tackle something physically challenging and looking at it not as this like do or die kind of thing, but like that looks fun. I want to try that. I feel healthy enough to try it. So you've given yourself that permission to go do some shit, man, and that does sound fun, bro. I'd be all about that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? There's so many times I can't tell you. I watched that show Ninja Warrior, and
Oh,
there's so
yeah.
many parts where like I could do that. I could do that, no problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd be like,
Yeah,
oh, I might have a struggle with that one, but like I don't know because I've never actually tried it, but I would love to. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's
Yep.
like shit like that, man, where you give yourself permission, but you feel good about it. Like that confidence, man. That confidence, it's unbreakable, bro. That shit is powerful once you got it.
Yeah, I'm reading this. Well, I'm listening to this book. Me on audiobooks. I'm listening to this book right now by the guy I'm calling him my mentor, Bob Proctor. I love Bob Proctor. I love the way he talk and stuff like that. And he's actually talks about belief in in this book and how the brain works, right?
Mm.
And one of the things he brought up was like, you know, when they studied the brain, they found that if a person believed they could get stronger, they get stronger. Like so a person, and that made me think of me when I'm like in the gym. Like he said, if the person believed they could lift more weights, then eventually they lift more weights. You get what I'm saying? So it's like he's explaining that you got to start with believing that it can happen, and then the muscles, take
Mm.
action, and the muscles will grow. You know what I mean? You're gonna lift more. Like I thought that was a really like interesting thing to capture about belief. You know what I mean? Because he was saying, he also said another one that caught my attention. He said, if I tell you to twist your arms 20 degrees, your mind will first think about it, believe that it can do that, and then you will twist your arm 20 degrees. But he said, if I tell you to twist your arms, 360 degrees, your mind's not going to even bother even thinking about it. And it's in your head, it's impossible. You get what I'm saying?
All
Like,
right,
I love the way you word things, man. I really do.
like that, like that. That like I know you guys wanted to bring this up at some point, but I feel like why not? Why not do it right now? All those things, man. Those you listen to Bob Proctor. There was a reason you picked that up. There was some sort of reason that you had to go for it. You had to listen to him. For B, there was some sort of reason for getting healthy, wanting to be healthy. And that boils down to that word inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Something inspired you to pick it up. Something inspired you to go and do a little different, get up out of that comfort zone. And inspiration looks, I mean, shit, like anything. You know what I'm saying? Inspiration could be whatever the hell you need it to be in that moment to get going.
Yeah,
And so
For
I
Brian,
know
it was
you got,
fatherhood, the thought of fatherhood. I think I
yeah,
remember him telling in his story.
yep. And so I know you guys wanted to go in deeper with that. So I'm just kind of letting that introduce because I feel like, yo, this is kind of a good crossroad to hit that point. But I know you guys wanted to share something about that, something specific with the boxing world, I think it was, and then kind of
Oh,
going further.
yeah. So I know what 2 episodes ago we gave Brian a challenge. That's to do a super chat. This is something he's always tuning into. You know what I mean? We're trying to help elevate what Brian's trying to do, where he's trying to get to, give him a little challenge. You know what I mean? We watching. We're his accountability partners. We put it out there. No rush. No rush. But we're in his ear. And so in his endeavors to learn about to find a super chat he finds interesting enough to actually pay and call into, I actually overheard him listening to this young man who was being interviewed. And this young man, his name is, he's a boxer, young man, 21 years old. His name is Alan Garcia. And I really don't even want to like tarnish the story for anybody who wants to investigate him. But like, I just love his mindset for a 21-year-old, bro. He's like beyond his time. You know what I mean? He was telling a story about I'll try to keep it short. He was telling a story about the loss of his brother. His brother was killed by someone. It sounded like he may have been acquainted with the person, or he knew of the person, or whatever. He happened to come across this person after this whole ordeal, this possible suspect, whatever. And he he didn't want to hold on to anger. That's not what he wanted. He did not desire to hold on to anger. He wants to be a great boxer. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to you know hold on to nothing with this guy over what happened, like, you know what I mean? And he was able to find forgiveness for he talked to the guy and told him he forgive him, like, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it just moved me, man. And now he picked up a fan. His name is Alan Garcia. I figured I had to tell you guys about him, so maybe he could pick up some more fans. Okay, Alan Garcia. Brian, was he 11-0?
I think he's 10-0 right now. His next fight's coming up soon.
Hey, I'm rooting
But
for you, man.
yeah. His nickname is Kid Kansas because he's from Kansas. But yeah, Alan Garcia. He was telling a story about his younger brother who passed away, and it was he was shot accidentally. And the kid that shot him was like a friend of his. So I guess he did a little bit of time in jail for involuntary manslaughter. And he was already out, and Alan happened to see him out one day, and when they came face to face, the kid, he broke down in tears, and he was apologizing, just letting him know he didn't mean to do it, and he could tell that was very heavy on his heart. And you know he let him know that he does forgive him, for what happened. He understands that, it wasn't intentional. And, part of the reason that, he felt it was important to let him know that, he forgives him and that he loves him is because he knows like how heavily it weighed on his heart. And, he was in the moment, he was sort of being selfless because even though that was his brother
Yeah,
and
I'm
his
about to
brother
say,
was
talk
taken
about
from him,
selflessness.
yeah, that's his brother and his brother was taken from him, he still thought about what the other young man was going through, having taken his own friend's life,
Mm.
and to have that type of maturity at such a young age, it really touched my heart also. Because
Yeah.
I don't even, I don't know if my brother was taken from me, how hard would it be for me to forgive the person and look them in the eye and tell them, listen, I forgive you. That's some heavy stuff. So he definitely earned the fan in me that night as well. Just listening to his story and just listening to how poised and mature he was about it, and how strong his faith was. It was very inspiring to see. So like, if you do have time to tune in to the Boxing Voice, that's the name of the podcast, to check out that interview, definitely do it.
I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that's I couldn't tell y'all either, man. I like to think myself as an emotionally intelligent individual. I don't typically react with emotion right away. I kind of let logic sort it through, and then I respond accordingly. That's a big practice of mine. And I don't know that, if I lost, my brother Q, or I lost one of you guys in some crazy, I don't know how I would react. Who does know how they would react? You know what I'm saying? It's all in that moment. And hopefully that moment never has to come. But yeah, for someone so young-minded, me at a younger age, you're filled up with a whole hell of a lot more testosterone. So you're, Frankie, we was just talking, and you said something about, like, you were young, you had energy for that bullshit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It was a different it was a different conversation, but it still applies. Like, we were, at a younger age, a younger mindset, you have that gall, that energy for the bullshit, man. You are willing and down for some stupid shit. And the older version of me, I know would respond way differently than the younger version of me.
Yeah,
That,
for sure.
I know I was an angry young guy, and yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. So that, I haven't even heard the interview, and it already sounds like something that I could sit behind and kind of, be a fan of too, because again, like most recently, probably within the last 5 or 6 years, I'd say, I really started going down that journey of what emotional intelligence is, and trying not to let, me be offended by something someone said just because of the way they might have said it, or how, whatever. Like, I try not to read into that too much, because I'm an observer of body language, if you will. I like looking at what you're doing as opposed to how you're saying it, kind of shit. And, a lot of that practice came from, just growing up in the neighborhood where we did. You guys know what it is. How
Yeah, the
back
era
in
that
the,
we grew up in, man. That's what it
yeah,
had to be, man.
yeah,
The elders used to say to us, like, don't do what I say. Don't watch, don't do what I do, or
yeah,
something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. Do as I say, not as I do, kind of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
I had to go about it with a whole different mentality, man. Like, nah, I'm gonna watch everybody. I'm gonna observe, and everyone goes through the wire, kind of shit. Because I want to know. I want to have both good and bad example to give me, so that I can either stay right in the middle of that, where it's nice and comfortable, nice and safe, or just go to one extreme or the other. And I'm not trying to be a bad guy, but I know that there are bad guys. And so, you have to have, I feel like, and this is kind of going left with this all now, you got to have teeth in a way. You know what I'm saying? You got to have teeth in order to kind of bite down and be willing to fight and fend for yourself and protect, because if they're coming at you crazy, you got to be able to have a little bit of crazy for that, for that impossible, what's that, what do they say, an immovable object, an unstoppable force kind of thing. When they collide, you have to be strong, you have to be able to kind of stand firm. And so, you have to have some teeth. You sharpen those teeth by kind of getting in the mud and knowing what the hell's going on. And so I've always kind of just grew up with the idea that, like, I want examples, good and bad, to kind of be able to judge for myself where I'm going. So all this, that whole idea of being a younger version of me, and something like that happening, yeah, I'd have probably lost my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd have probably went off on the deep end. And for someone so young to be able to do that, man, that is an incredible thing. Especially in the day of age today, man. People, they're forced to grow up way faster than we did, and I felt like we had to grow up quick as shit too. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's just wild, man. And so that sounds like, something worth listening to for sure. That sounds like something worth taking the time to dive into. And
man.
I think
Go
I think
watch
I
his
will do
fights,
that.
man. Word. Show some
Yeah,
support, man. A
yeah,
lot of these
Yeah.
boxers, they actually have to, like, promote themselves, like
mm-hmm.
Hector. It's like, you're a warrior. You want to focus on, building yourself up, but, like, in order to get paid, you got to get people to come see your fights too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It, I don't, to me, their whole promotion system is kind of sucks, in my opinion. It's not
I
like,
got opinions on that one, man. Oof.
bro,
I
it's not
stopped
like the
watching
NBA,
boxing,
bro.
bro.
The NBA get the TV commercials, and you know
Yeah,
what I mean? They get the easy deals and shit like that. Like,
right. Yeah,
the
Yeah,
boxers,
yeah,
they don't get it.
they have a whole different like business model. They're all like private contractors. It's not like
Mm.
they're not part of a league, so it's not like the NBA or the NFL or even UFC where, UFC, all those guys are technically employees. So like,
Yeah.
they're pretty much told what they can and cannot uh, get endorsements from, and like they have like a pretty strict code that they have to follow, and they all have like salaries. With boxers, you have your manager and your promoter, and then like you get paid off the events, and then you have to
It's
file your
different.
taxes. Yeah, so it's definitely different. Like so, you got like your handful of guys that are like at the top that get paid like oodles and oodles of money, and then you got the other
Mhm.
guys that might get like a $1,500 check off a fight. Then they have to go work at Home Depot or like Foot Locker or
Yeah.
something, like on a regular basis. So like they're they have to hold down a job while they're trying to train to get to a level where they can feed themselves and their families off of just fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine that, man. Like coming into work with half your face all swollen and shit, can't even open your eye. You got cuts and fucking teeth is like, yo, yeah, you got to
I'm
show
supposed to
up
be
and do
home
customer
healing, man. I should have
service.
made enough money to be home healing right now,
Yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Like that. Hey,
That shit
it's
gotta
an
build
interesting
character,
thing,
man.
man.
These fighters
Yo,
must have like the best characters in the world, man. Yo, you
I agree.
you know, I find this new day and age to be exciting, like because there are things that are like shifting, like you know what I mean. We're like, guys, we fucking seen a lot happen in this lifetime, bro. But we're definitely going through a shift, like you know, and I imagine like cable and stuff for real, like kind of being outdated, like with our elders, like you know what I'm saying, like don't nobody really watch that. I rather, me personally, I'd rather turn on Netflix. At least I get to pick what I want to watch. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's much cheaper. Like, you know what I mean? So we got that shift going on, right? Like, I feel like we're gonna witness a lot of like shifts, bro. Like we're probably gonna see flying cars before we go. Like we probably gonna see that whole
Yeah.
thing. We're probably gonna see like the whole system get built out. Like you know what I mean? How
Yeah, at
they're
least the
how they're
blueprint get
controlling
laid
traffic
down.
on the air and all that. Like I think we're gonna see
Mhm.
those things, man.
Yeah,
Like
yo,
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
who knows?
Little landing pads and everything. Everybody, instead
for
of
real.
regular driveways, people gonna have like little landing pads in their
Yeah,
yard.
just
You know, not even in their yard, but they're gonna start rebuilding a house, a luxury house. It's gonna have a landing
Mhm.
pad on the roof.
Yeah, maybe shit,
You have a landing pad. You're gonna
maybe.
land your car on the roof. Well, how you gonna come steal my car? Bro, you got to get through my
Yeah,
house to get to my car.
you
Right?
gotta descend. You gotta descend through the ceiling
Right.
of the garage, like.
And you're
Yeah,
gonna have to parachute from
yeah.
that.
I don't know when you bring that up, bro. Like immediately, like the logic part of my brain turned on, and I'm like, yo, what's that going to do for insurance rates for your car? Yo,
Yeah.
like what kind of
Bro,
insurance you got to get on your house because you got to park this? Yo, people can't park regular cars. Yo, you got to park this shit in your house. Like the
bro,
fuck?
they be crashing through the ceiling. Like.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Like it's gonna take insurance from like theft and shit like that, and it's gonna put it somewhere. Like yo, that's just crazy, man. But that's the world we live in, bro. It's like it's
Oh
give and
yeah,
For real,
take, yo. It's
man.
always
the premiums are gonna
oh
be going through the
man,
roof.
literally.
Man.
That is wild, bro. I'm excited for shit that that comes and like I find myself asking myself what am I gonna what am I allowing myself to expect tomorrow? What am I allowing myself to expect next year? Kind of shit. Like getting into the housing market, get my own house, or maybe my son getting ready to drive soon. In a couple of years, like that's coming. Things like that. Or do I find myself being comfortable staying at this job for the next 5 years? Do I want to make a career shift? Things like I always just kind of ask myself little questions. And some topics I'll go in a little deeper, man. But like technology in the future is one I kind of revert to all the time, man. Like, where are we gonna be? Where are we going? You see all these changes. Like, I know Apple is releasing this fucking I don't know what it's called, but it's like basically it's like an augmented reality headset. So basically, it's like this VR headset. You put it on, and then you're supposed to just see the world around you as is. But then you suddenly can, have little controls, like little motion controls, and you can bring up a screen in front of you that is actually connected to the internet. That you can get on the screen and Google search or go to work or do some shit. But it's all through these goggles. And it's like, yo, that technology, that, augmented reality has been around for, the better part of the last 10 years now, but it's really kind of being brought out of those infancy stages to kind of have purpose, more than just something to play with. And so it's cool because technology drives that shit. Technology, I always feel like, drives that purpose.
Bro, I think that's another shift we might live to see, bro. We watch gaming go from like 2D, like pixelated, like, you know what I mean, like, to like now the damn thing damn near pops out at you. Like, yep. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be. It's probably when we're gonna be old, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a generation that don't sit down and hold remotes to play video games no more. Like, that shit probably gonna die out with us, real talk. You know what I mean? And there's gonna be a generation like all they do is put on these damn VR shit, these things, and they just their regular body's just a fucking potato, okay? Just sitting there, living life through a damn goggle, yo.
Well, it's gonna be like Tron.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like Tron. You can be in a little suit with fucking helmet.
Shit, I love that movie though. I love that.
Riding on little bikes.
The idea of Tron. That shit is crazy. But like, yeah, I feel like, we're moving into this cyber fucking dystopian world, man. We really are moving that way because, people don't want to go out and get shit no more, man. We want shit brought to our front door, right? So like,
man, people love convenience, bro. That's a scary thing. That's a scary thought, honestly. But
yeah, people really are addicted to convenience,
stuff I prefer to, do myself, but sometimes, yeah.
And that's just that is what it is. That is natural,
bro. Hey.
And that's the whole. That's the whole business. That's the whole technology business is based on convenience. How much better, how much more convenient can we make this thing? And there's some good with it. I love the idea of like, the technology advancing for the sake of medical. You look at some of the prosthesis and shit nowadays. People have fucking robotic arms that they can literally pick up a mug and put down and draw. Like, it's cool to see that. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side of that, we're building bombs and fucking smart warheads and like crazy, man. There's a whole lot of shit happening right there.
This little tiny drone. It's like the size of a bee. It'll fly into your head and just
poof.
Yeah,
like
Hector, you know what? You just reminded me of something that I thought was like wild a long time ago. So there was like some guy. I don't remember the full story, but anyway, the guy had legs, but then he didn't have legs anymore. So then they gave him like these. Some machine like legs or some legs to run on. And I guess he ended up like killing it in some race and they called it cheating, bro. They said it's cheating like
what?
like he got like advanced parts on him like I'm like, some of the things I just don't get that be going on with like mainstream media and stuff like that. The things they be making topics and then the things they ignore, man. It's crazy, bro.
People like a good distraction, man. That's what it boils down to. And they know that shit is gonna have some clout behind it. And there's a lot of clout chasing right now. People love that shit because it makes noise. And you can't go out and get your audience kind of thing. Your audience kind of has to come to you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so what better way than to make some noise about some bullshit and have them all come flocking and to
me it's crazy how people could try to make noise about a guy with some metal legs winning a race, but like we ignore things like I don't know. I don't want to get into touchy topics, but we ignore things like basically these men going in female sports and beating up the women and stuff. Like what? Like, that's crazy. Like to me, you know what I mean? That's not like no matter. I can understand they take pills and whatever like to dumb down their whatever whatever it dumbs down. But like
what we're born with.
we're
supposed to like
born
level
with.
out
Like,
your
you know what I'm
hormones and
saying?
stuff, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Hey,
there's certain things you can't change, like
No,
bone
nah.
right.
density.
Yeah, exactly. Bone dead. Just men are just naturally just we're just thicker, we're bigger, we're stronger. That's
We
just what
ain't
it
supposed to be
is. You know that.
competing.
Yeah,
Like in some to some aspects, we're not supposed to be competing with women. Like, you know what I mean? Not like, in
Mm.
my opinion, not like to that extent. Women competing with women, that's cool. Like, women
yeah,
competing with men for like chess games and stuff like that. That's
Yeah, it
cool.
matters of the
Like, you
mind.
know
You
what I
know
mean?
that's yeah.
But like, I don't I don't know, like a physical sport. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that's kind of
yeah,
wild, yo.
yeah. I don't think it's fair, for someone to, go get a uh, what's it called, gender reassignment, and then you're crushing records and weightlifting. Like, I'm like, come on, man. Like,
Come on.
can the women have something? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You
I'm
know what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
of course,
yo,
yeah, of course you're breaking
oh
these
man,
records. Like,
right. Yeah, there's a reason, man, and we weren't born yesterday. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, come on, and it is a touchy
I
topic,
was
man. But
born
it's
at night,
it's a touchy
not
topic because
last night.
people, you don't want to get canceled. People don't want to be felt like oh, you got to be in agreement with it or you're done for. And it's like, no, I don't fucking agree with it, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm okay with that. Yeah, a man should belong in a man's sport, woman belongs in a woman's sport, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
There's you think about it like in this kind of term, in this kind of terminology, way back when there were different gender assignments. Men did certain things, women did certain things because women were more patient, so women would be more suited for like seamstress work. Kind of doing shit like that. They had more patience, more understanding, as where a man would just go outside and chop logs, kind of shit. He's stronger. He could do it faster, more efficiently. So like how that just doesn't change up overnight just because of referee assignment. Like, no, you are what you are, and that's that. And yeah, stuff like that. Like, I'm okay with the whole idea of the reassignment. You want to do that, you go do that. If you are a healthy minded adult that feels like that's a thing, go do your thing. It ain't bothering me. But then when we start to kind of interject into some other areas where we know we should not kind of be touching, like sports being one of them, like if you're out of your goddamn mind if you think a man can go and suddenly become a woman and then start entering the women's boxing league. Like, no, that's not okay to do that. You know what I'm saying? And there's a
Yeah.
lot of
Yo,
reasons for
just
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Like,
yo, just us talking about like men shouldn't be in women's sports. Somebody that's gonna be touchy already. Like, wait a minute, I don't consider myself a man. Like, right,
yeah,
right.
man,
But
yep.
hey,
yeah. People are
listen,
gonna disagree with that, but
if that's the case, then there should be a league for men. There should be a league for women, and there should be a league
And
for
then it should be a
men
league.
that don't consider themselves men, and a league for women that don't consider themselves
Yep,
women. Like I mean,
yep.
there was a separation between them for a reason. Between like before, like you can't
Mm,
just I don't know. To me, it's like you become this kind of hybrid woman, and then you know want to join. It's like yo, that's
yeah,
like going to
it's
like replace your. I don't know, man.
yeah,
Like I don't know. I feel like if they should start anything, start your own. Like start a whole nother league, yo. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? But
That's
yeah.
all it
We
I
got
don't
is.
some
know.
like
So
it's
everybody, it's
it's gonna be
like you
like
want to somebody. They want to disclaim like what we know to be I don't know, logically right, I guess. You know what I mean? This is how we separate men and women, you know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
then there's like I want to be the other thing. Like, but at the end of the day, like I don't know, to me it's just like you're not. Like, you know what I'm saying? You even with all the changes and stuff and the modifications, you made modifications, you know what I mean? So now you're just I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing though. You know what I mean? It's just
Nah.
not. Like, you know what I mean? Not on that physical like thing. Like I could picture like women and men going at it in basketball or something like that before I could picture it like something where like you're wrestling or something like you know what I mean.
Right.
I
Right.
just think it's crazy. Like change is great. Change is inevitable. Change come right. But why do we take things and go so far left? Like like everything always got to go to some kind of extreme before we find some kind of level ground. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like
we're gonna
that
have
honestly kind of goes back to that idea of making noise. If you're making enough noise, it's going to get attention, and then you can start dialing it back to an appropriate stage. But if you ain't
Yeah,
making any noise, no one's ever going to notice it. So I feel like maybe there's something happening like that going on there. But who's to say for sure? I mean, I don't know. Shit, I don't even know that.
nah.
I don't know that there is an answer to that. You know what I'm saying? It's still all in discovery, and that's the best part of it. That's the best part about that change, is that when we all start to accept and understand that change is inevitable, then we can, work on making that change suitable for the masses. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, why not make a whole nother league? Well, there you go. Solution. That's it right there. Well, who cares about any of the other details of how it's going to get off the ground and who's going to support it? That's the answer. So you put your focus on that and you start working towards that goal. Nothing good comes easy, right? So, I mean, we all got to
Yeah,
kind of work for shit. But
yeah,
yeah, that's a whole other thing, bro. And I'm down to get into that topic at another point in time for sure. But that's a big one, man. And that's it's a very relevant one, man. There's so many different articles about children as young as the age of 10 or 11 wanting something like that. That's where I kind of start pulling and showing teeth a little bit. Nah, man, that's not okay.
right.
But
Yeah,
if you're again an adult, healthy mindset, do your thing, whatever. But for kids to make that kind of decision, man, your brain doesn't stop. Your brain develops until what? The age of 26 is when it is fully developed, is according to science. So like, why are we making decisions that are like that extreme before then? You know what I'm saying? Like in high school, or what do you want to be for the rest of your life? I don't know. What's out there? Show me all the options. Well, we can't. It's not part of the curriculum. Well, I don't know what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's just so many ways to go left with that shit, bro. Like, it's
yeah,
crazy to me, man. It's crazy. But
yeah. Some conversations are tough, man. But you know what? I want to learn to have the tough conversations, man. I really do want to, like, I don't know. I definitely don't mean no harm to anybody when I speak, but in my opinion,
no,
that's my opinion, right? Speaking of which, man, you know what,
I was gonna
guys?
say,
Man? We're gonna start a segment called Pushing Opinions, right? So we like this app called Reddit. You know what I mean? Something
mm,
I learned about. My brother knows about it. Hector knows about it. Yo, some of these questions people put up there are kind of interesting. So you know what? How about we start picking a question and chop it up and give our opinion? You know what I mean? Take it with a grain of salt. Take it
yeah,
all with a
hell
grain
yeah,
of salt, man. It's just our opinion.
that's all. And I heard somebody say to me a long time ago, bro, and it kind of stuck with me, and I've always liked the idea of it. Some opinions, or rather, not some, but all opinions, are like assholes. Okay, and I'm talking about
everybody's
your,
got
your
one.
butthole. Okay, we all got them, and
Everybody got
some
one.
stink. Yeah, so that's just what it is, man. So once you accept that, you're good. Like, this opinion isn't being pushed; it's just out there.
Word, bro. That's big
But
facts, man. I like that one.
yeah.
What you
So
got for us, Heck, man?
so I'm gonna just run with that one, man. So because this has come up in conversation in my daily life, with between my lady and myself. I found myself in this situation being at work, and just anywhere in life, man. But typically, some men don't shake the hand of a woman the same way they shake the hand of a man. If a man extends his hand, firm grip, you assert, that however you assert yourself, whether it be like, you're trying to be intimidating or you're just trying to be reliable, however. But some men don't shake the hand of women the same way, And I feel like that's an interesting one, because all of us have probably found ourselves in that situation, be a man or a woman. How did someone shake your hand of the same gender, of the opposite gender? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm curious. I have an example in my mind, but I'm curious if you guys do too. If you ever found yourself in a situation where you didn't want to shake a woman's hand, or did you shake it any differently than you would a guy, or how and what?
You know what, Hector? Honestly, I think I'm pretty go with the flow, right? So
Mm,
every now and then I do meet a woman that like extends her hands out.
yep.
Like, you know what I mean? and I would extend mine back. I can't really say. I mean, I don't think I shake their hand the same my way I shake a guy, but I'm not like one of those guys that like try to show you a firm grip either. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely not something I ever really thought about, but
Mm.
I would say, I mean, it's not my first thought to shake a woman's hand, like, but I feel like I think customs have a lot to do with it. Like, that's just it was never like a custom like a customary thing to like shake women's hand growing up. Like, you know what I mean? Even like in church, the custom is like give your neighbor a hug. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Even the guys, even when we give a hug to the guys, we grab
Yeah, it's
hands.
a
We grab
hand
one
thing.
hand first and put the other one around. But we don't do
Yeah.
that with a woman. You know what I mean?
No, right.
Matter of fact, if we did, it'd probably be sexual harassment. Okay, a little titty touching, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's not the first thought that come to my head though. Like when I
Okay.
meet a woman, it's not to shake her hand is not the first thing that come to my head.
What about you, B?
I feel like, when I have shaken hands with with a female, I probably have like used like a softer, a softer grip. You know,
Yep.
I think just like unintentionally it's not really something I do consciously, but like,
Mm.
just in the back of my mind, just knowing, okay, this is a woman, like I don't want to squeeze her hand too tight, or like, I'm not trying to break her hand. Or
Yeah.
like sometimes, I'll reach out, and when I do touch her hand, it feels like, it feels a lot softer and a lot more delicate than a
Yeah.
man's hand. And so like,
Right.
just automatically, I handle it with more care. Um, yeah, I mean that's pretty much like how I approach handshakes with women. Like say like in work or something like that, or sometimes like my hand will start off straight like this, but then it'll kind of like turn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's definitely happened in a few situations. So
Okay.
I don't know. I guess it kind of just is like a cultural thing. Like in the back of your
Yeah,
mind, you're thinking, okay, this is a lady.
Yep.
You're not gonna handle her the same way you handle another man. Like you might
yeah.
give another man a nice firm grip, like but you don't want to do that to a woman.
No. Right.
You know, Hector, go ahead because I wonder sometimes though because like we was just having a conversation about like these genders, right? And like I don't know, there's always just like a few people that's like, well, why you treat me different? But like
Mm.
I don't know, like do women really want to get treated like men? Like yo, what's up, bro? Like I know some women that hate that, like when their kids be calling them bro and stuff. Like, yo, I'm not your bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like so, like I don't know. To me, it's almost like, why is that a question? I wonder, like the person that wrote it, like where was that coming from? Do you want to be your hands to be shaking like a man or something? Like,
Yeah, maybe
you
she
So I'm
know,
gonna
works
give you
like in
guys.
a.
Go.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, maybe she works like in an office setting, right? So
Mm.
in her mind, not having her hand shaking like her fellow coworkers around the office, it feels like a bias.
Mm.
So in the back of her mind, she may be feeling that, maybe, say this supervisor or executive doesn't take me as seriously as he does like my male coworkers. So maybe something like that could be playing in her mind.
Yeah.
I guess.
So I'm gonna throw this out there to all our female viewers. Would love for y'all to chime in and give us a little bit of your own perspective on it.
My
But I'm
word,
gonna
ain't
go ahead
nothing
and
but
give you guys a
testosterone
couple
over
of.
here giving perspective.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
for
right? We're
real.
talking
Like
about a topic that, yeah, bro. We need that input, man. We need that perspective.
facts. Pure
So,
speculation on our end.
so I find myself wondering this, and I've had this conversation with my lady, more than once. It is a thing that has come up, and I find myself kind of at an impasse with it because I have been in a situation where I have met women that would extend their hand like this, and I'm to grab it like that and kind of, sort of like a curtsy, a little bow to, I grab their hand. And I've had other women full on extended and firm grip mine, and I've reciprocated. I've done that. But then I've also had women where this is one that happened at my job not too long ago. Had a husband and wife combo come in and order something, and I'm helping them out. And then after all is said and done, the husband extends his arm, gives me a firm grip. And he even says something. He says, "Oh, that's a firm grip." And we do the little head nod thing, and then his wife, she looks at me and she didn't extend her hand at all. She kind of put her hands closer to her body as if she's protecting them. And she was like, "Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you." Didn't extend her hand. I didn't extend mine. So I've been in that situation where it's been extended in different ways, and then it's not been extended at all. And I feel like, me personally, all right, so I'm gonna go way back with y'all. And I'm gonna say this name, and y'all are gonna remember it. Mr. Goodson, Longfellow.
Yeah.
Who taught y'all how to do a good firm handshake? Yo, was it him or was it somebody else?
It probably was Mr. Goodson. Yeah.
Yo, Mr. Goodson taught me how
The
to do
name
that.
sounds
shit,
familiar,
man.
But I
Frank,
can't. I'm not like, it's not pinning.
He shaved head, glasses, always has suspenders.
Yep, bald head, glasses.
Yep. Mr. Goodson,
Not
he had a
ringing a
nice
bell right
deep
now.
voice, man. Oh man,
Frank. Yeah, he used to have like a deep
Not
voice.
ringing a
You don't
bell
remember
right
Mr.
now,
Goodson?
man.
Oh man. But yo, Mr. Goodson taught me that, and I remember him saying, when a man shakes your hand, man, you shake his hand too, and you don't shake it. You come in with like, this is your first meeting. This is your opportunity to set a good relationship, a good bond. So you give a firm handshake to a man. And then he always made it a point that, you treat a lady as a lady. You don't rough a woman up. You don't grab her. No. If she comes in delicate, you treat her delicate. If she comes in strong, you reciprocate. You give that back. And I went my whole life doing that, like, because it feels right. It feels natural too. I'm not gonna come grab a woman up and be like, "What up, bro?" Like, I'm not gonna do that either, Frank. I'm not doing that. But if that's one of the homies that comes in for that, yo, okay, bet. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I feel like, and again, this is a conversation my lady and I had, because she felt like, in some ways it's offensive to not give her that firm handshake. It feels like I'm starting to classify her as something subpar, not worth all my strength. But it's like, it's not like that. That's not what's going on in my mind. I don't rough you up because I know I have a good hand grip. I know I can squeeze your hand. Your hand is smaller than mine. It does feel more fragile. What am I doing other than making a fool of myself by grabbing you up like that? Like, that doesn't feel natural to do. And
yeah, bro, that reminds me of that Spider-Man quote, man. What great power comes great responsibility, right? Like, we're supposed to know our own strengths. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Then we're supposed to be responsible when we're using that strength. Like, you don't just go around squeezing people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just made me think of Mice and Men.
Bro.
Yeah, we can't be walking around like Lenny.
Maybe there's a maybe. Well, wait, what happened?
Of Mice and Men. You remember that book? Lenny didn't know his own strength. Lenny didn't know his own strength. He used to be like, he'd be petting little puppies or whatever, and he'll end up like snapping their necks. You know what I'm saying? So
that's back when I wasn't a reader. Okay, I do remember them giving us that book in school though. That one, Maniac McGee. I read like part of it. I was like, man, I was a terrible student, bro. I was a terrible student.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know that, man. We got to know our own strengths, man.
Imagine we like, I don't know, we switch the culture and we start shaking hands with every woman like we shake hands with men. Like, if we assume that in a woman that don't like getting her hand squeezed, like we squeeze her hand too hard, like now we got a fucking case on our head. We done broke the lady finger or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my bad. I thought you was coming in with a strong grip.
And now to take that even further too. Now I know, just from our upbringing, you learn certain things along the way, but I know that there are different religions and cultures that, like immediately the one that pops into mind is like the Muslim culture, the Muslim religion. That what is it? And forgive me, y'all. I don't practice or nothing, but I know a little bit about a little bit. And I know there's a whole the hand of the heart thing. Like, you know, a sign of respect is not to grab a woman's hand and shake it, because in some ways that's like the same as feeling her up, touching her body the way you're not supposed to. So I know that in the Muslim culture, they don't shake women's hands, and it's not out of disrespect. It's a sign of respect. Like, I'm not just gonna touch you because I'm not allowed to, kind of thing. And you know, that's just one of the cultures. There might be other traditions, other different cultures, other religions that practice different things about that. Um,
I could
and
believe
yeah,
that.
and
You
it's
know
one of
what? I
those
think
things, man. It's like,
I really do think to simplify that, like the handshaking thing, the why for that, the answer for that handshaking thing is cultural. Like that's what I'm used. Like I'm not used to shaking a woman's hand. That's not how I was raised. That's not how I was brought up. That's not how I was taught. Like you
mhm,
know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. That's like in Japanese culture, it's customary to bow.
yep,
You know,
yep,
so as opposed to shaking, or they do both. Like they'll shake hands and bow at the same time.
yep.
Um, but like, yeah, the lower you bow, that's like more
The
of a sign
more
of respect.
respect. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, so I just curious, man, because you know, you that whole pushing opinion thing, like, you know, we wanted to try to get into that, something a little new for all you viewers out there, just kind of picking something and just chopping it up for a few minutes.
Yeah, you
Ladies,
know
I'm
what,
not gonna
Hector?
grab your hand and rough you up. I'm not
Yeah,
doing that. But I will, if you extend your hand to me, I'm gonna reciprocate. I will extend my respect back the way you give it to me. But
where
yeah.
did that? What category did that question come out of, Hector?
So that came out of something called Too Afraid to Ask.
Too
Because I mean,
afraid to ask.
how many
Now,
things in life are we too afraid to ask? We don't know the answer. We don't want to look like an idiot, so we don't ask, and we just go living life unknowing until the answer comes up one day. And you suddenly realize, well, shit, I'm 80 years old and I'm just learning about it now. Like, nah, man, learn
yeah,
about it while you can. So ask it, even if you are afraid to ask it.
yeah.
So,
So, and I know one of the other concepts I liked about this category he picked is, I guess most of the people that ask the question, like they get to ask anonymously, right? That's
yep,
how you say it,
yeah,
anonymous.
yeah,
Or they get to
anonymous.
ask anonymously. So I kind of like that section. There was another section you had mentioned, um, like what was the other section that we seen another one that we like?
Um, Probably the interesting as fuck.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know what? I do want to move forward with like just having this pushing opinion segment. Yo, let's
Mm.
let's let's like really go through it, find some categories we like, yo, and really do that little bowl thing, man. Put some categories in the bowl. We pull a category, man. Or if a viewer if another viewer is on
Hey,
Reddit and would like to chop up a conversation, like
all
from a
y'all.
certain category, let's do it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Let's talk about it right here. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
Let's chop it up.
Now that'd be cool, man. Because then not only does it kind of like create content, but it creates a very relatable topic. You know what I'm saying? Because we're on here and we are all about betterment. You know, that's like the main goals is betterment for self, showing it's possible and allowing others to kind of feed off of that and give that to themselves as well. You know, while still holding a high level of accountability for self and others. But like, yeah, man, go off the beaten path a little bit and talk about some shit that just kind of sounds fun to talk about, man. Like, why not? We do it every now and then. We go left and shit. So like, it feels like, yeah, that'd be a cool little addition to it all, because then it gives, just more of that personable touch. Like, just we're
Yeah.
people, we're learning, man. We're learning as we go. This is the first. I kind of, in a sense, believe in reincarnation in a way of the soul. But this is my first time, as far as I know, doing this shit physically. So I'm learning as I'm going. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything. But what I do know, I want to know more on. And then the things I don't know, I would like to know. And so, that we're not going to achieve that in any other way but asking questions we're too afraid to ask, or talking about topics that are sensitive. Like, why
Yeah.
not? Give me a better and a deeper understanding of it, because that's where living starts, man. You start living when you start doing that shit. So I'm all
Yo,
for it,
yo,
bro.
Yo, one day we're gonna come across a real interesting question off of this Reddit thing, man. And I hope that person, whoever wrote it on there, hears the conversation about it. Yo. That'd
Hey,
be dope.
that
Find
would
them in
be
our little
tight.
comment section. Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be
Yeah, I
tight,
found
man.
something interesting the other day. Let's see if I could pull it up.
Nah,
No,
one
this
more.
is
You want
like
to do one more, man? This is practice.
yeah. Like this is like an interesting piece of trivia. Like I saw this tweet, right, that someone shared, and it says it fucks me up that when I first heard of Michelin star restaurants, I was like, the tire company? And then I was like, no, that's dumb. It has to be a different Michelin. And then it's just a fucking tire company recommending places to eat. And I had to look that up. I'm like, no way, because I had the same thought. When I saw Michelin star. I was like, what do tires have anything to do with food? But just like this person, I thought that was dumb. I thought maybe it must be something else. So I did a quick Google search, and like I guess in the early 1900s, the Michelin tire company started recommended restaurants. So they have like a
Yeah,
3-star system. I was like, what? For real? All this
that's
time I
cool.
thought.
That's a little interesting one to learn. No.
Yeah.
So that.
And how would you have known if you didn't look it up, bro? Like I literally, as soon as you said Michelin, I'm like, the tire company. Like that's just what it popped in my. Yo, that's good, man. That's dope. I like
Yeah,
that.
that one,
Yeah.
like I had to say that one because I was like, I was thinking the same way. Like, the tire company, I was like, no, that can't be right.
That's
Turns
fun,
out
man.
that's exactly what it was.
Ish. All right, so yo, we hit that hour mark real fast, y'all. Like, and you know me, man. I'm every episode we're doing it. So I got little mid journey action going. I was playing around with this one, man.
Let's
And,
go.
this one again, it kind of comes with the idea that in order to learn on anything, you got to be able to open your mind up to it. Whether it's something difficult, something simple, something you're afraid to do, you can't grow unless you open up. And so I went and created a prompt in order to get this going. But I've got this silhouette of this individual and this colorful explosion coming out of your mind, man. And this one is just kind of with today's episode. We covered a lot. I feel like we talked about a whole lot of shit. And so having that mindfulness, but that willingness to open it up and allow other things to come and go, it creates a real beautiful mess that it kind of makes you feel like you're living, man. Like I said, man, you're not living unless you're participating. You're not living unless you're active and you're doing shit. You're learning. You're growing. I feel like you're just not unless you're doing something like this photo here in some abstract way. So I just wanted to share that.
I like this one, Hector, man. We should take this one and put it on the print on demand, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's
put
dope.
that shit on a cup, man, with a quote or something, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I like it though.
Oh yeah, I'm glad y'all do, man. Yeah, so yeah, to kind of going with the idea with this print on demand thing that we're getting ready to chase down. I wanted to have a catalog of shit that people, oh, I saw that in episode 36, man. I love that. I want that. Or, hey, that shit is my life right now. I'm all about music. Y'all remember a few episodes back, I put up something with music and shit. So, like, I like doing that. Like, I kind of like reaching and kind of letting the brain become creative and, touch a topic in a way you didn't actually visually see until like right now. And probably, you guys probably weren't thinking on this scale with the mind like that. But now that your mind is opened up to it, the possibilities are endless now. You have that much more creativity flowing. So that whole print on demand thing, bro, I want to have a catalog. And this could definitely be one of them, man. This could definitely be a piece that I'm happy with. I love this thing, dude. It speaks pretty goddamn loud to me. So
I like it.
That's what's up. So yeah, man, that's just where we at, y'all. So that's what we do. We trying to push it. Frank, what's it called again? Pushing
opinions, man.
Pushing opinions. I like it. I'm with that. Practice, y'all. We got some practice up here today for it. But shit, if you guys got some closing thoughts, man.
Nah, man. Go ahead and close this out, man.
All right, well, shit. As always, this one went by quick. Y'all. I'm already surprised it was been an hour. That went too fast. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. That's good convo. So fellas, love y'all and everybody out there that came through and let us borrow some time. We'll see you next week on Peace of Your Mind. Much love.